You're running full speed, but the markets are faster. Quasar Markets Live brings the world's top financial minds to you. Everything you need to know in one place. Learn from elite educators and gain a competitive edge, leveling the playing field for you. Join the conversation. Quasar Markets Live.
Good morning, Quasar Markets Live. BigBeat, what's going on, my man?
Another day, man. Listen, all the things we talked about yesterday, Howard, you nailed it yesterday with Solana. Good, well done there. I think a lot of people thought that you and I were arguing. I love it. That's what makes a market, right? And I think a lot of people
Absolutely.
I can tell you right now that the themes that we've been talking about are prevalent in this market. Look at silver, over $39 an ounce now. Look at the stocks that we've been looking at. Look at Bitcoin, that whole, the world's falling apart for Bitcoin, is going to come back. What it did was it went to liquidity zones. We know that. Back to 119.5 right now, right? 119.4. Look, the stocks that we talked about, gold, look at gold, look it up. We talked to Peter Thomas last week about it. If 3,300 holds, it's going to go right back up. There it did. It held. Some of these meme stocks that you talked about yesterday, where are they right now? I mean, you can tell us about those. I mean, this market is a stock picker's market, as we said yesterday.
Yeah, one of the biggest ones up today is Open Door, the new GME, the new meme stock, up 13% in the pre-market, 500% this month. I guess the day of the meme coin is not over yet. Just look at this thing. It went as high as almost $5 yesterday. It's just, traders are back. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt that the traders are back. They're looking, the gamification's still there. For me, one of the things I wanted to talk about today was there's been a lot of talk about Tesla has moved, or SpaceX has moved a little of its Bitcoin, about $150 million worth, to a new wallet. Doesn't mean they're selling. Nobody knows what it means. They haven't made an announcement. But I want to talk about the promise of what crypto provides versus what I'm seeing in the market. And what I mean there is the goal was that a lot of public companies in the S&P would take a little bit of their money, put it into Bitcoin to hedge against, inflation and other issues, and to gain some extra earnings there, like we've seen with Tesla, who's gained $1.5 billion on their buy. What scares me is all these companies that are basing their entire companies on the premise of owning Bitcoin, Ethereum, or, one of the other alts. That, to me, why would you buy that versus buy the actual asset?
It's interesting. If you had told me this, and you're the president of ABCA, if you had told me this 5 years ago, that big companies would be buying treasuries worth of Bitcoin,
and not just one or two. There's like 20 of them at this point. I'm doing research today. 2 new ones just yesterday.
Yeah, because they realize that the U.S. dollar is becoming worthless. Right, the amount of money that's been printed over the last 50 years has really devalued the dollar. You're seeing it again happening here, and really, currency should be something that you can also stack as well, so that you are inflation hedged. In this case, we now know that Powell is right, that the inflation is rearing its ugly head up again. And yet we printed more dollars. The M2 is still pushing out. And the bond market is really, really having a rough go at this. Just ask Japan about their bond market. And you know what? At some point, we're going to be using Bitcoin to buy products. And these companies don't want to exchange it into dollars. They want to own Bitcoin. So
it's a way around tariffs in theory too, right? If you're dealing with Bitcoin, there is no country of origin. So, that's part of it too that does work. I don't know if you saw yesterday, Michael Saylor now tripling down or quadrupling down. They are issuing a new stock, STRK. I haven't even got all the information on that yet because I can't get my head. He's doing stuff that's at a level that just I can't keep up with, quite honestly. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, the guy, when you listen to him, he convinces me every time I think I want to short the guy, I listen to him talk for 2 minutes and I'm like ready to put more money into him.
Right. I mean, the difference between Michael Saylor and most people in crypto is that he has a vision. A lot of people in Bitcoin are looking at it from day to day and saying, this is what I think is going to happen, right? You and I have had a vision about Bitcoin that, we did not get excited at 2,000 and 3,000. We got excited at 19,000. We got excited at 50,000. We got excited at 100,000, but yet didn't sell it, right? We had our core. We kept traded some, obviously that's what we do, but the majority of it, our vision, and it's his vision too, right? Tom Lee told you over yesterday, in the last couple of days on certain programs, he thinks Bitcoin's going to 1 million and a quarter million this year, right? He said 1 million in a few years. That's vision, right? They see the markets because they understand the dynamics around it. It's not just let me buy Bitcoin because somebody else is going to buy Bitcoin. It's not the forever.
Well, but is it? I think some of these companies, it's like a race. If I don't buy it fast enough, I won't be able to afford it down the road.
No, but what I'm saying is, it's not the next fool program, right? It's not the next fool is going to buy Bitcoin. It's that the next person is going to buy Bitcoin to invest it. And that we have a president who's now opened up the 401k plans for retirees to be able to buy it. And for those people who are nervous about it, they can buy ETFs. And now these institutions are buying Bitcoin. So there's a whole ecosystem around it that's now protecting the moat around crypto now.
Yeah, and the sell pressure, because again, these companies, in theory, if your whole business plan is to have a Bitcoin treasury, then you can't really sell your Bitcoin that you hold.
Yeah, because now you don't need yen, now you don't need yen and pounds and euros and everything else. Oh, well, your company's in Japan, no problem. Guess what? We're going to accept Bitcoin. Don't worry, because it works.
I don't know if you saw it. You see JP Morgan is now already one of the first to announce that they are exploring the allowance of crypto as collateral for loans. That didn't take long, did it?
No. Rephrase what Jamie Dimon said. If anybody at JP Morgan ever sells or buys crypto, I will fire them. I said this back then. You said it too. Whatever they say, be careful, because they're probably in the back end actually doing it, front running it, and they did. So, good morning, Zora. Look, when I look at the world in general, it's moving faster now than it ever has, right? Because when you ask that very deep, dark question, the mispricing of pricing, what should I be buying? What should I be selling? Where should I be moving my money? That's what we do as traders, right?
Yeah.
The whole ecosystem around crypto is not going down. It's going up, and you're seeing companies. But I said it last week. It reminds me of the turn of the century about automobiles, right? There were thousands and thousands of car manufacturers and dealerships, but the big ones were the ones that made it, right? Ford Motor Company changed the whole dynamics because they made it faster and cheaper to own a car.
Everybody could have one.
Correct. So when I look at it now, I got to go, okay, it's great that everybody's got a company. It's great that everybody's got, but do they have the vision, like a Michael Saylor? Do they have the ability to get it done? As I always say in biotech stocks, do they have the ability to move that product to distribution lines? And does this company, and you always say this, Howard, you're good at this. Is there a reason why you have this crypto? Does this thing do something, or is it just another meme? Right.
And that's for me the big difference is, again, micro strategy, and the one that I've got to now move way up towards the top, XYZ block, because Jack Dorsey does have a vision, probably even better than Michael Saylor when it comes to how Bitcoin works. He was one of the most early adopters that was, on that side. And those companies are the ones that I do think will win for sure at the next level. But what I've got to tell you is, we talked and, we argued yesterday about Solana. But what I have to tell you is I staked some Solana yesterday. Not only did I stake it, but I double staked it, meaning that I put it onto a liquid staking protocol, Marinade, and earned 7.5%. Then I put it out onto Save Finance, where someone can borrow it from me, that liquid token, to earn another 3 to 7%. So, and that took me about 5 minutes.
Yeah, and you know what? I agree with you.
The user interface, it wasn't like it used to be. It cost me 2 cents to do it. And, the ease of use and the interface on these DeFi apps. And that's why I'm going to pull it up. I pulled it up yesterday for everybody. But it's why I keep talking about this, is when I say we're still in the first inning, so to speak, is because total DeFi, the amount of money in DeFi, while it has skyrocketed over the last month, when we go to a weekly chart and look at where this was just a few years ago, it's not even close. We hit levels then when we had terrible interfaces of 200 billion versus the 119 we're at now. Just think what that's going to look like when these new interfaces and everything that's out there. Yeah, his new wallet. There, yeah, Market Shark. He's got a lot going on there. Is impressive, and that's why it's early. A lot of people are like, I missed it again. Solana went from 150 to 200. No, you didn't miss it because it hasn't even started to sort of sizzle. This is just, again, the early adopters that are getting into it. Once the mainstream starts to see how easy this is to use, and you're using these apps directly through the Coinbase app, the Robinhood app,
but let's get back to
Schwab app.
I mean, I own Solana too. I mean, I would be stupid and remiss not to own it, and I also have staked it, believe it or not. But I still don't get it. I still don't understand why Solana and not the other ones. Why? What? Tell me.
Look at some of the other ones. I'm starting with Solana because it's easy and it has one of the best APYs.
So
I stake multiple coins,
right.
And not just blockchains, but I stake the apps like Chainlink and the other things that are on there. If you own them and you're not staking them, you're just giving away money, and you're not securing the blockchain.
Right. And as I said earlier, like about the automobile industry in the turn of the century, is this one that's going to survive during this whole thing?
Yeah, because it's already set up. In other words, like we were arguing a little bit yesterday, it's built into Solana's roadmap, into their tokenomics. It's built into Ethereum's tokenomics, where the money comes from to pay these stakers. It's not coming out of nowhere. It is dilute what the amount they have, but that dilution has been planned. That inflation has been planned for years. So that's the part of it. And in Ethereum, they offset it with a transaction burn. So
are you willing to put your reputation on the line and say that Solana is going to go higher?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. The whole market is. I mean, again, adoption phase of Bitcoin is still only 6% across the globe. Do you know what that is? The internet in 1990.
Right. True. Yeah. That's
so that's what we got to remember. We're centric because we live in this world of crypto. Steve, we think everybody's doing what we're doing or has been doing what we have.
Right. They're not. And I've been in Bitcoin since $75. So I mean, we both Howard and I both serve on the American Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Association. Howard being the president is we have been in this literally since the beginning, when literally he and I took so much crap over the last I'd say 10, 15 years. We're not seeing that anymore, right? We're seeing that flip. And no one knows Bitcoin and green crypto better than Howard. But when you're looking at the overall investment markets, right? What part of your portfolio should be in gold and silver and platinum and Bitcoin and as most people know, I spoke to. I was at WEF in Switzerland, Davos, this year, and I asked that big question. And most people said 10%. 10% of your portfolio. So when we talk about Bitcoin, we don't mean go out and spend every single dollar that you have in buying Bitcoin. That's why we talk about every asset class, but it seems like the hot one right now. So, and the hot one here being Solana. I guess the question begs the question: how you did stake it? So that staking, are you looking to keep that stake on for a long time?
Yeah, I mean, I'll reevaluate it on probably a quarterly basis because I am one of those people that will do a little bit of yield farming. I will tell you can set your Chat GPT up to do that, or your Quasar AI to do that on a repetitive basis. So that's what I've already done. I have Quasar AI ready to tell me on the first of the month what the current rates are across 4 or 5 of the APYs that I'm interested in. And I'll move things based upon that. But yeah, I mean, yes. So again, remember, 80% of my crypto I don't ever touch. It's for my daughter. When I pass, and those should be staked. The other 20 that I trade, it won't be staked, and I don't even keep it in the same. That basically I keep on my exchange wallet and trade directly out of it.
That makes sense. That makes 100% sense. Yeah. I mean, what he's saying to you is that he doesn't trade everything. He just invests most of it. The trading side of it is mostly. I don't want to paraphrase too much, but for fun, correct?
Not for fun, for profit. I make
But
more
you're
of my
not,
money
you're not
trading
going to
crypto on my
starve,
trading than anything else. But my long-term investment
right?
portfolio
But you're not going to
is
starve if
definitely
you
big
lose
too.
that
Yeah,
money.
the same way that you trade stocks, I trade crypto.
That's
I
right.
trade stocks also, but I do more. In fact, big news for me: Coinbase came out yesterday. They've got my perpetual futures
Yeah.
are here in the U.S. I know you hate it. I love it. You don't need much capital to be able to play the game if you're doing it right. The idea is you don't still use the same amount of capital and leverage it times 10. You use 1/10 of the capital and then use and make the same trade.
The problem that I have is perpetual futures, right? That's the problem that I have, because that means that it just stays on your account and it's a future. And so you're just leveraged up and margined up and everything else. And it's the same problem as 10x and 50x. Not as the level, I get the level, but in futures, the month that you are owning, right, or you're investing in, or you're buying or selling, that you have to roll that over at the end of that contract. Whereas in perpetuals, you don't have to roll
But
it
the
over.
whole world is moving to perpetuals. I mean, that's what's going to replace. It's going to be very hard to find monthly expiries on gold and oil and those moving
Yeah.
forward. The whole
But
idea is
the
to move
reason
to
that
this.
the reason we have those contracts is for companies to be able
Oh,
to,
I understand the whole philosophy of the two, but
right?
the
And
world is.
I'm trying to explain to the people out there, right, that the reason that, let's say, for example, you're looking to buy oil for jet fuel, right? You're a company and you're buying out because it's cheaper to buy oil that month, September oil or whatever, or these corn, right? December corn. You do it because it's cheaper and you're trying to make a little bit, or you're leveraging it against you. You're a farmer and you need to buy or short corn because the price of corn goes down against you as a farmer. It sucks, but you make money on the contracts. So that there's a reason why that. Now, if these firms that Howard's talking about, if they're using perpetuals to be able to hedge their accounts, to be able to protect what's going on out there, then God bless America. That's what it's for. But for people to just lever up 1,000% just because they can do it, I mean that's what causes.
Yeah, well, they don't have it. They cap it at 10, which is about the same as you get on a futures of, again, QQQ or ES if you're trading them. So it's right in line with those.
It's a redeeming grace. I will say that it's a redeeming grace.
Yeah, I get, and for me, again, you can use it for, like last night. It looked like the market's dropping. You can buy, a few dollars in a short and protect your position overnight while you sleep if you're nervous about positions. So it does provide a lot of hedging, opportunities and things like that. Steve, let's get into the regular markets. I'm sure everyone's sick of crypto here. Qs are set to open flat here. SPY pretty much flat. Dow pretty much flat. What are you seeing out there today?
Flat. Just said it. It's flat. I think a lot of people are waiting to see what the Fed and Trump are going to do. I think a lot of it has to do with tariffs coming up in August the 1st. The geopolitical side of this, Japan is still a big question mark out there. We do. And tariffs. It's what happens on August 1st. And I think people are getting nervous. As everybody knows here, I'm long VXX. I'm going to stay long. It's seeping down a bit at the end of the month. I know it refigures, but I'm going to stay long because I don't know. And look, my crystal ball is always broken. It sits on my desk, but it's always broken. I never know when the market's going to crash, and I don't care. I don't time the market, as everybody knows. Do not try to time the market because you won't know. We're not big enough to understand, right? And even the big people don't know either, because it'll happen for some black swan event, or it'll happen because JP Morgan did it, or Goldman Sachs does it and JP Morgan doesn't know about it, or we don't know, right? And then all of a sudden the whole thing falls apart and it's like it's over. You don't want to be the one holding the bag, right? So yeah.
Steve, housing coming back along. DR Horton up about 7% here this morning, almost 8% now. They're saying the housing demand is coming back, but I will point out they also mentioned that they're going to give heavy incentives to convince people to buy homes. This is what I've been talking about for about now 2 years, because I was one of the people that did this. Took advantage of a new home build to get someone to buy down my rates so that I could afford a house a couple of years ago. I do think it's coming back. So DH Horton nicely up today. Lennar's up today. Home builders, Pulte up today. That's going to be good for Scott Bauer's covered call position he's in. So, home building, you buying it, or you think you're selling into this rip?
I can tell you Florida builders are still building at an unprecedented rate. The price of homes are coming down. It seems like every week the price of homes are slipping a little bit, but it's not at a level that is concerning considering how much the price of the homes have gone up. I mean, almost everybody expected the price of their homes to come back down. So that in and of itself, I'm not too concerned about. And look, people need homes. So when the rates do come down, and they will come down, and when they do, then people will be buying, and there'll be a lot of homes out there for sale. So the price will match, the demand will match the sellers, I think that's what D.R. Horton is saying right now. They don't care because the cost to build for them is way cheaper than what they sell it for, and they are the whole monopoly, right? That they're not only
they service the loan also, so they're still taking that 6%, even if they get you down to 6.
They don't even care because they're winning both ways, and
they sell those off after like a month or two too for a nice profit.
And they've done the same thing. They have also bought contracts on lumber. They bought contracts on copper way back during when all that the pricing was really slow. So they win both ways, and that's why they're up 7%, $9 billion. That's very, 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 very strong.
Steve, from their defense contractors, I told you I was interested in today. It's a tale of two stories, so to speak. Lockheed Martin down here about 7.5% here this morning. They missed on revenue, missed on EPS, and reported a $1.6 billion loss of legacy defense programs.
Yeah.
What do you think there? Are you buyer this dip?
I give Lockheed Martin maybe a month or two before they come out and say they're going to AI. It's a matter of time, and they're going to come out and say, "Oh, we're AIing everything," and kaboom, the stock goes up 30%. So I just wouldn't worry about it too much.
No, I'm not worried, but I'm more you will buy the dip down here at this level if it regains the 200-day MA at 433, trading at 425 right here. I
think I would give it. Was it down like almost
8%.
8% yesterday, and we're down another what?
Down down 3/4 of a point yesterday, 7.5% today.
Yeah, so it's getting worse now. I would pull up a weekly chart of Lockheed Martin.
That's what I have up here on the left-hand side there, Steve. I can make that the main one.
Right. And we haven't touched that big 200, so...
well, we did. No, it's going to open right here.
Okay, then, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's interesting. Bottom of linear regression, right at the 200-day MA. Company I like. This might be one I look for maybe a bounce play a little bit longer term, like you're saying, next 3 months. This thing is bound to get some good news, and we know there's a lot of contracts out there, right? They're going to have to go after some of them. They're losing them here in the U.S. Could they be a winner in Europe?
Lockheed Martin builds the big old freaking planes. That is a very good question. I don't think so. Yeah.
Yep. I just, on the other side of it, Northrop Grumman is one of the ones up today, about 3.83% here. They pre-market revenue was a beat, and again they outshine Lockheed with strong defense tailwinds. So, do you like the breakout on them?
Okay, if I were to say this much, I think that when we talk about the ecosystem of products, if I told you Tesla in and of itself, most people don't think of Tesla as a space company, but it is because of SpaceX. Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman is moving into the space world, right? With Artemis at Lockheed Martin. If you wanted to buy this and you want to think of it as a bigger play for space, then the answer is yes. And I think that's where they need to go to in order to make that happen. I do like Lockheed Martin long term, but I'm just, it's not right now. It's not in my wheelhouse right now.
Okay. Other ones we have here to stay, Steve. Merger and acquisition back in the news a little bit here. This time on the rails.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to move things around the world and planes are a problem, which they have been lately, and expensive, and yeah, it's all about the rails. And guess who owns Burlington Northern Santa Fe, BNSF? It's owned by
Mr.
Warren.
Buffett. So yeah, there's rumors out there. I read an article yesterday that I wanted to start to redo a little bit more research. It looks like the market already sort of captured it already. CSX is one that is exploring some consolidation rumors. Thought maybe that Burlington might be the buyer there. We know they've got a lot of money sitting on the sidelines over there at Berkshire Hathaway, right?
I mean, it is still the future of any problems. If renewable energy doesn't become the issue and oil goes away and all the things, the world falls apart, rail is the way to get things around. And we do now. The question mark around rails is the biggest question: is the rails themselves, not the cars. Look, I eventually believe that railroad in general will be AI'd, where the machines move around on their own. We won't need a conductor to do it. The trains will move on their own. Most of Japan is already that way. Germany is already that way. The conductors are there to smile and pull the brake if they need to. Same thing in Japan. When they get to that point, yes, I will say this much: Amtrak is getting better. They have started to update the tracks first, because I know the tracks up in the south level, up in the northeast corridor, they call it, is changing. The same, they're the same rails as the rail cars are on, right? Rails are rails are rails. The railroads we talk about, that consolidation is the movement of product. So yeah, we're about 1 minute away from the open here. I'm really quiet about this market here. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do here. I am turning on the machines here, so I just don't know. I'm you know what I'm looking at right now is Hood again. I think Hood could be an easy one here, as it's now 103.69 here. Could be another short again. And I'm really sad that I didn't keep that short on from yesterday, right?
Oh yeah, from 110. Yeah, I don't know. It bounced for me from that 101 to 104. So wouldn't when you got out of it. I mean, you're scalping, so you scalp. Yeah. I wouldn't be swing trading any of those to the downside.
All right, I am short now. Hood at 104.08. Oops.
Come on, bit there. Yesterday's selling was mostly Kathy Woods, by the way. She got out of her hood and got more into the Tom Lee's company there, Bit9.
Yeah, she did.
I usually counter trade her. Not much excitement here.
No, I might have made a mistake here on Hood here a little bit.
There it goes to the upside. Breaks did break 105.
It did.
And key spot, it breaks here. You got to run up to 108.
Okay,
there goes some selling. MEDP now up 46% here. Medical company that had good earnings reports and good announcement.
Big drop in the Nasdaq there.
Wow, big pump up by DH Horton here on the open, now up 10.82%. So we definitely see that moving. Same thing, Lennar now up 5.73. So housing definitely moving quickly to the upside here today. Housing is the winner so far.
Yeah,
ICLR also moving up here nicely, up 10.43%, trying to get a runaway. On the downside, LMT now down 8.5% here this movie, continuing to move down. Equifax, another one that got hit pretty hard today, down about 8.56% this morning and continuing to drop down. Looks like they might drop to their 200 weekly average. It's back to my daily.
104.30 now on Hood. See another drop here, I think. Could see another drop here.
Philip Morris down about 7.68% here this morning. Another one getting hit really hard here this morning.
$104.04.
A little bit of profit taking coming across the building companies now. PHM back up only 7.29%, right about where it opened in the cash market. We'll say Bitcoin mining companies strong so far this morning. Galaxy Digital, Riot, and others. IREN, although IREN has just turned. Also, Ethereum-based companies again. SBET up another 1.6%. DHI pumping again 10.24% here. So people definitely believing in that.
I do have a order in on Hood if it does slip a bit, and I think it will slip here.
NXPI, nice little bounce back here this morning, Steve. Now back up to that 227 level.
Monster Drink is now said to switch to cane sugar as well.
Yeah, once one starts, I think they're all start. Steve, another one of the defense contractors that got hit this morning was Kratos, down about 5.72%. No earnings news there. This is on sort of the sympathy play with the bad news from LMT, as far as I can see. Mag 7 mostly opening to the downside here. NVIDIA down about 1.5% here today. Apple down slightly. Microsoft down 10 basis points. Netflix down 0.5 point. Tesla and Meta pretty flat. Amazon up slightly. Google flat on the day. We do go into Google earnings tomorrow along with Amazon or Apple. I forget. One of those two. One of the A's is tomorrow also.
Yeah, KSS, Kohl's.
Kohl's just get hit?
No, they're up to the upside.
Up 62%. Whoa.
They are right now halted to the upside here.
Are they getting bought out?
That's like a meme coin situation. I'm not sure what's going on there.
I told you, it's my wife's favorite store. You don't like it. That and Five Below. I've never really been into either, but my wife spends a lot of money at both. Actually, she doesn't spend a lot of money at both. They're very inexpensive stores. There you go. There's your Robinhood to the downside.
Yeah, I need another drop here. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
And
there we go.
And I'm executed. Yay. We did it again, boys and girls. That's what just got to take a little fortitude, but I nailed it this morning. Kaboom. 103. I shorted at 104.08. 103.50 was my exit strategy there. And the big I was on a big order there.
Nice.
Do that every day. Hit little singles every day. Hopefully you're following me at home. I think if this is the case, Howard, we need to keep our eye on sugar prices.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Because and you know where a lot of sugar is made is in Florida. So yeah.
So you're trying to see here. Got to manage a couple of trades. Pulte 117 calls up 27,000% here this morning. That is crazy. Went from 1 penny to 293. I gotta close this out.
Is anybody looking at KSS? Replimune REPL down, getting smacked down 76%. Wow. A little bit of buyer stepping in. I think the selling a little bit here. Replimune is open. I am taking my screen off of Robinhood now. Tick now up 300 here. We're still waiting on the open here. Coles here. JP Morgan, as you said this morning, now using backed loans using Bitcoin and Ethereum as collateral. I mean, that is a night and day turnaround. 119.3 again back on Bitcoin.
Coles has a 49% short float.
Yeah, they're trying to cut it, trying to catch it, huh?
That's what it is. That's what's going on right now. Wow.
Are we
Steve,
back?
did you see the new FINRA is going to roll back patent daily trading to $2,000 from 25,000?
I'm going to be real honest. It shouldn't even be a thing. We should take it off.
Absolutely. I'm with you.
And
we should have instant settlement because it should be done on blockchain.
Instant settlement, get it, the PDT rule is nonsense. But I think people need to understand. So I think they should pass a test or something in order to be able to be a trader, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can lose just as much money swing trading as you can day trading. In fact, you probably can lose more because of the fact
because you can't cover yourself, right? Yeah.
Of overnight holds. My question for you is, what do you think?
Coles is open right now. Actually, Coles is open.
Let me pull it up here. KSS. To the downside, almost to the bottom. Here it goes. 1650, 1641. It was as high as 21.29.
And I'm showing several my products not able to short Coles right now. So be careful out there.
Oh, there's no, it's already at 49% short. If anything, I would take a YOLO the other way. I'm a crazy man. I'm looking at this right now. I might go here.
Oh, look at that jump there in the Coles. Yep.
Damn it.
And Bitcoin now near the highs of the session here.
Yeah.
Early morning session.
Nice move up there.
Market's still slipping a bit. I think S&P now barely up a little bit here.
Man,
Cole's still pushing.
I got to give a shout out to my man Scott Bauer. I had no faith in this Pulte call spread we were in. We got 118s that we sold that expired this week.
KSS dropping again.
And there goes KSS going down. It's at the lows of the day here. That's the end of that run. I'm happy. Oh, no, there goes 1650. This is going to be crazy. That's going to be a GME thing all day.
You know what? I can't touch it. It just doesn't feel right to me. Too many people on the inside that $16, $17 now. Look at that again. Woof.
I'm asking my man Charlie Boone if he's going after it. The king of YOLOs. $17. I got to look at that on the Sadie here. Give me 1 second.
I can't touch it. It's just too much.
Even Steve doesn't like these. These are the ones I love. So
But my problem is I like to go big. I don't like to go small, right? I want money, so I don't go small, and this move can be too fast. Yeah, 1656. So
1672.
I mean, right now the volume right now is almost 60 million on an average volume of what 5 or 6 in a day. Now look at that
9.15.
Yeah,
30
I was
right
right.
now.
Yeah, be careful out there on this one. Oh, look at Bitcoin, 119.6 now.
Yeah, it's got room today. Got to break 120,500 to start any liquidations, any real move to the upside. They went 1.9. We're at 10.
Cole's still selling off here, 15.
Oh yeah, it's coming back down. It is coming back down. I'd look for a drop to 1054 here.
1510 now, 1506.
Yeah, it's got $5 more of downside. Charlie Moon says if it hits 12, buy it.
There it is. All right, Mr. Moon Man.
He says that and open WSB, baby. They're back. WSB is back. Good Lord. It's like you might have got a put a little too early there, Steve, at 103.30 here.
I did it again yesterday. I mean, I did the same thing, right?
Open now only up 5%, so big pullback there too, similar to what you've seen here. So far, Wall Street bets losing this morning. We'll see what happens by the end of the day. They were big winners yesterday. Do they give it all back today is the question. I got KSS to this. KSS at 15, 14. At 12, it gets interesting. I agree, that 200-day MA.
Still seeing more selling there in the queues here. NASDAQ now has gone negative by 63 points here. 1483 now on KSS, and lows of the day, 1476 now on the lows of the day.
Yeah, like you said, got to get down to 12 to be interesting. But
I didn't like this here. Yeah, another low here on KSS. Another low now, 1471. Just hit that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've got it on the screen here. Like I said, I'm looking for it. $12. Okay, we're pretty well positioned here.
There you go. Another.
$14.88 keeps going lower. Come on, get to that 12.
$14.58 now. $14.53, 40. Yeah, $14.50. And the Q still dropping here. This could be the day here, boys and girls. 14.38 that the market start to pull back. I will be on Wolf Spaces later today around 2 o'clock if you want to catch me there. 14.29 now to 14.27.
Oh, yeah, I'm not pulling this off. I'm keeping this on my screen. And what I'm watching also for next week is Workday. Where they're going into their earnings. We're prime for a nice little move up here.
All right, I just bought KSS down here, 14. Oops. Damn it. I am now in, let's see what the numbers are here on KSS for me. I am in at 1404.
Nice. I'm still holding a little bit. I'm waiting. KSS.
And I am out right now. It's a quick trade here. Kaboom, kaboom.
I didn't even see it move.
Yeah. Can't help
it. It was sitting at that same 1424.
Yeah, I have that. I have tick by tick data everywhere I go, boys and girls. So you you move move like a butterfly, swing like a bee, or sting like a bee, right? Yeah. Yeah. And I probably am going to turn Hood off and turn Coles off as well today.
There you go.
There you go. Steve Langan says buy equities in the afternoon and Bitcoin on Launchpad for bigger move higher. There you go. I think the beginning of the selling, VIX is rising. Yeah, you're right, Ron. I am still long the VIX. Everybody here knows that. I'm going to stay long because I can't trust this market at all. I just don't like this market at all.
Yeah, I'm short the Qs on a covered puts, as I said yesterday.
5 now on Coles. There you go. Getting close to Charlie Moon's 12.50 you said?
$12.
$12. All right.
Yeah, that's where it gets interesting.
And we are now 118, right below the 119 handle now on Bitcoin again. $13.57 now. 54 was the low of the day on Coles. 13.35. Now the low, 30.32 was the low now.
Like I said, I'm not trying to catch that knife till it gets down to 12. Then we'll let it slice my fingers off.
I want to like it again, I think, here. Because I think the problem is now that this is just being shorted at this point. I am long again.
From 1360 or so?
13.58.
Okay.
We might be hitting that bottom now on Coles here. They're testing it, but I think that we've pretty much started to, well, maybe not. I will buy a little bit more here. I have bought more here. Oh, damn. There it goes. Oh, yep. Got to get my pay attention here. Mm. Ah, damn. And below 13. There it is. There's his 12.90.
Whoa, 12.99. It's getting close. Here it comes. What are we gonna get here? Is it gonna get it? Yeah, Ron, you're getting a lot of alerts to the downside. Absolutely. Takes negative 600 here. Advanced
I have now
decline
bought
negative
a whole bunch.
875. VIX now 1738, moving, continuing, as Steve said, to move to the upside. I will say, shame on me. We know I always like to have some VIX. I do not right now, and I won't chase it here. See if I get a little pull down on it later today, maybe. Bitcoin pulling back pretty hard here, 18,431, so same as yesterday. We don't see a bounce here above 118,250. We probably revisit that 116.5 area later on today. Looks like a rinse and repeat so far of yesterday.
Yeah, the spoos are now getting slammed here.
TSS not getting all the way down.
Bitcoin getting slaughtered too a little bit. Nasdaq down 1%. The VIX now 45.50. So those of you who are paying attention at home, that I've been saying buy the VIX, protect you.
Yeah.
Well,
You stop, Zora. Why didn't you? You in with Mike right now, there, Zora? Doing that, nice. Scalping a little bit on the SPX. Oof, that one's done. Rigetti getting hit hard here again, another 5%. Q puts nicely to the upside here.
mm-hmm. 1323 there. 13, 27, 25, 34, 35, 36. Come on, 53.
There it goes. There
I'm
it
out.
goes.
Yeah, another win here.
Nice.
And still seeing more selling here going on in the markets here. This is just I see a lot of people that bought the 1250 dip is what we're hearing.
Yeah.
Two minutes now, the top.
Okay.
Very
13,
profitable
16, 13, 18. So it's coming back down. I am going to wait and see what we get there. NVIDIA getting hit pretty hard here, Steve, down about 3.5%. That start to get interested to you here?
No, I think Nvidia is going to keep pulling down. It's too.
Any
It's
target
over.
you have there on it?
Yeah, it's overvalued. I think we get down to about 150 again.
Nice. Well, that is going to do it for us here today at Quasar Markets. Nice. There you go. Steve Flanagan, take a big profit in high flying tech. I love it. I love it. I love it. We will see you tomorrow, everybody. Great trading out there.
Good day. Very good day.